A few months ago, I did a review of WINGFLEX's Boeing 737 CDU, and of course some of you were interested in an Airbus A320 MCDU, which WINGFLEX also has. They were kind enough to send me a unit so I can showcase it to you, and while I did get the device for free, I will do my best to give you an unbiased review of my experience with it. As with the 737 CDU, you get a stand, USB-C cable, and some screws along with the MCDU itself, of course. The stand is great as it allows you to keep the MCDU at any angle you like. However, it probably won't be all that stable if you keep it in one of the more upright positions. Personally, I like to keep it laying at quite a shallow angle, which keeps it stable and doesn't block my monitors. What's also nice is that when you want to put it away, you can just lay it flat, which keeps it very compact. Mounting the MCDU to the stand is really easy since you only need to tighten 2 screws with your fingers. You also have some other cosmetic screws to fill in these holes, which I don't really like since they fall out if you flip the MCDU over. Now, to get the MCDU working on your flight simulator, you're going to need to install WINGFLEX's bridge software, which will allow your MCDU to communicate with the airplane you're flying. Once the bridge software is installed, you only need to ensure that it's running in the background in order for it to work. The bridge software also allows you to choose the backlighting strength as well as the screen brightness, though the screen brightness can also be controlled using these buttons. If there's a firmware update needed, you can also do it using the bridge software. Currently, WINGFLEX supports the following aircraft and flight simulators shown on screen, which also include airplanes from the A330 and A340 family, which is great. Now let's have a look at the actual feel and quality of the product. As with all the CDUs I've tested, they have rubber keys and require quite a firm push, which WINGFLEX claims is as realistic as it gets to the real aircraft. After having programmed the MCDU several times, it's always a pleasure to use and feels very sturdy. And while WINGFLEX markets the product as a higher quality version of what WinWing offers, from a casual user point of view, the only noticeable major difference is the screen. I really love the colors, resolution, and matte look. WINGFLEX also claims that the screen will not suffer from burn-in or turn yellow over time, but for that one has to wait and see. They also wanted me to mention that they provide a free global replacement service for non-human induced faults within 1 year, which is reassuring for a product of this cost, though if I'm completely honest, I would expect it to last much longer for such a price. The MCDU also comes with the expected message lights on the top and sides of the device. An extra feature which is tucked away in the back is the ability to switch the screen between the left and the right MCDU depending on which seat you like to fly from. The last feature I want to show you is not fully finished, however the MCDU has light sensors which WINGFLEX probably intends to use to automatically adjust the brightness of the screen or backlight with future updates of the bridge software or firmware. Overall, I'm sure you want to know if it's better than the WinWing equivalent, which is far cheaper. Personally, I believe WINGFLEX does offer a slightly better product, especially regarding the screen as well as the stand, but for most users, including myself, I would find it hard to justify the additional cost. However, since both products are relatively new, it's hard to prove which will last longer, which is obviously an incredibly important factor which we'll only learn more about as the devices age. But if you're interested in buying the WINGFLEX one, you can use discount code LuxPlanes to get $50 off the A320 MCDU, 777 or 737 CDUs, or any orders exceeding $598. I hope you found this review helpful, and as usual, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more flight simulation videos. And if you have questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer.